They started noticing that my best friend knew way too many specific, intimate details about my boyfriend, and it led me to a terrifying discovery. My boyfriend and I have been together for 2 years, and I honestly thought he was the one. Around the same time we started dating, I became incredibly close with a girl named Sarah, who quickly became my absolute best friend. Sarah and my boyfriend always got along, but they never hung out without me. They rarely texted, and whenever we all met up, they just exchanged casual small talk, or at least that's what I thought. Things started getting weird a few months ago. It started with tiny, insignificant details. One morning, Sarah and I were at a local coffee shop, and she offered to pay for our drinks. Out of nowhere, she looked at the barista and said, "And can I also get a large iced caramel macchiato with extra oat milk and exactly 2 pumps of vanilla to go?" I froze. That was my boyfriend's extremely specific, almost embarrassing coffee order. I had never told her that. When I asked her how she knew it, Sarah blinked, looked a bit nervous, and said, "Oh, you must have mentioned it before. You know how good my memory is." I let it go, thinking I was just being paranoid, but then it happened again. A week later, Sarah brought me a fancy scented candle for my room. When I smelled it, she casually remarked, "Yeah, I chose this one because it has strong cedarwood notes. I know your boyfriend only wears that expensive Tom Ford Oud Wood cologne, and I figured you'd love a similar scent for your room." My stomach completely dropped. My boyfriend only wears that cologne on very special occasions. He doesn't talk about it, and the bottle sits deep inside our bathroom cabinet. There was absolutely no way Sarah could have known that unless she had been inside his apartment or very close to his skin. I started spiraling. Every red flag began popping up in my head. I convinced myself that they were having a secret affair behind my back. The thought of my best friend and the love of my life betraying me made me physically sick. I knew I couldn't just confront them without proof, so I decided to set a trap. I told Sarah that I was going out of town to visit my sister for 3 days. In reality, I stayed at a local hotel just 20 minutes away. Before I left, I hid a small voice-activated recorder inside the couch cushions in my boyfriend's living room. I hated myself for doing it, but the anxiety was eating me alive. 2 days later, I came back, went to visit his apartment while he was at work, and retrieved the recorder. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely plug it into my laptop. I put on my headphones, prepared to hear my heart break into a million pieces. The audio started, about an hour after I supposedly left the airport. I heard the apartment door open. It was Sarah, but what I heard next completely broke my brain. There was no kissing, there was no romantic music. Instead, I heard Sarah's voice sounding completely cold and aggressive. She told my boyfriend, "You need to leave her, you're not good enough for her, and you know it. If you don't break up with her by next week, I will find a way to make her hate you." My boyfriend sounded terrified. He replied, "Why are you doing this, Sarah? Why are you stalking my social media and digging into my life? Leave us alone." Suddenly, everything clicked. Sarah wasn't trying to steal my boyfriend. She didn't want him at all. She was completely obsessed with me. She had been secretly digging for information about him, studying his habits and trying to find his weakness so she could sabotage our relationship, break us up, and give me all to herself forever as her sole support system. I didn't even confront her. I sent the audio file to my boyfriend so he knew he was safe. And then I sent it to Sarah with a text that said, "Never speak to me again." I blocked her on everything. Now, Sarah is crying to our mutual friends, claiming that I violated her privacy by recording her, and that she was only trying to protect me. Some people are actually saying I went too far with the hidden recorder.